today. Oh boy, the middle of the week. I am looking forward to this weekend. I got to tell you, it's going to be a good weekend. It's going to be a good weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and start my treadmill up here. We're on day 14, family. We are on day 14. We got about, 17 more days to go with this walk. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit and try to talk to you at the same time today. So yeah, we got about 17 more days to go left with this walk. And I'm gonna slow it down because that's gonna tire me out. But I'm curious, how are you feeling? How is everyone feeling on today? I'm feeling great. I am absolutely feeling great. Looking forward to the weekend. It's been a long weekend for me. And so I'm just looking forward to the weekend so I can just sit back and relax and not do anything at all. I don't have any plans. Only thing I'm planning to do is do some, house chores around the house. I need to have some mulch put out, wash the car. That's pretty much it. I'm not physically washing the car myself, that I go through the car wash. But yeah, those are some chores I need to work on. And I need to kind of stock up and replenish my juicing items. Yes, juicing items. So I know you guys kind of recall that I was talking to you about that I started juicing in the middle of the walk. So I got to tell you, I was trying to debate whether I was going to finish the 31-day walk before I started even juicing, right? And I got to tell you, I was like, what in the world am I getting myself into? The walk is fine, right? I can easily do a walk because I'm a runner also. But by introducing the juicing in the middle of the walk, I was like, what am I getting myself into? So when I introduced the juicing, I was clueless as to how I was going to manage juicing and walking 2 miles a day, right? Because my thought process was I wasn't going to have enough energy to walk. That was my whole entire thought process. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to have energy to walk, and I'm going to have to force myself to walk, with an addition to depriving myself of food and only juicing. But I got to tell you, I'm surprised. I am absolutely surprised. I'm 3 days in to only juicing at all, and I'm not eating any food, and I'm surprised that I still have energy. That part really surprised me, that I have a whole lot of energy while also walking. And the expectation was that I was not going to have a whole lot of energy. And the reason why I was basing this information on the fact that, again, I think it was a little over 10 years ago, like I told you guys on yesterday, I did the, green smoothie diet. There's an individual she go by the name of JJ, and she had this green smoothie diet where you, again, drink smoothie straight for 10 days. It was a combination of fruits and vegetables, right? And so that's what you're drinking for 10 days. And so I knew with that, based on how I felt with that for the first couple of days, right? I started to have somewhat headaches. So, I just took pills during that time to void off the headaches. And I knew the amount of energy that I had, right? So it kind of felt like I had low energy when I was doing that green smoothie diet. Fast forward, since I started, and I'm 3 days in of doing juicing only, I have no headaches and I have a whole lot of energy. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, with the smoothies, they're kind of, anyone that has a smoothie, they're kind of thick, right? And I was like, how do I have so much energy with juicing? And with, the smoothies, I didn't really have any energy. I was trying to understand the anatomy of my body and understand the whole aspect, right? I was like, how is this possible? And one of the things I did research on, and I remember watching something a while back, and it said that, you have to have daily salt intake, right? Your body has to have daily salt intake. And I was like, oh, that's it. So when I did the green smoothie diet over, a little close to 10 years ago, I didn't have daily salt intake. I was just, doing the smoothies off fruits and vegetables. But there was no salt intake. There was only the fruits and vegetables and flaxseed involved in those ingredients. And you blend it up and you drink it, right? And so once I understood the anatomy of our body, what I started doing is putting the necessary requirements of salt in my daily drinks, right? So the daily drinks in the morning time, that's when I would make sure that the salt was added in there, right? And so at the end of this 14-day juice cleansing, right? What I'll do, I'll share the whole entire information with you guys with regards to, what I juice, how I juice, and, give you the details for how I juice in the morning, how I handle the juicing in the afternoon, how I handle the juicing in the evening time. So in the evening time, because, during the day, morning and afternoon, I'm spending my time eating, I said eating. I'm spending my time, I promise you I'm not eating, but I'm spending my time drinking beet juice, a combination of beet juice or green juice, right? So it's gonna be one of those two combinations in the morning and afternoon. But when I get home, I'm drinking like a pineapple juice mixed with something else. So I think one day I did pineapple juice with spinach and celery, right? And the pineapple juice, I had it fixed to the extent that the pineapple juice overpowered the green aspects, right? I could still taste the pineapple juice, which was fulfilling. So today, what I ended up doing was I took like a fruit juice mixer. I took oranges, apples, grapes, pineapple, and watermelon. I mixed all of that together with ginger. And I gotta tell you, that was good. You gotta try it. That was totally good. And I just made that recipe up. I just mixed it together because I was just curious. I wanted to see what the fruit juice was gonna taste like. And I mixed all of those ingredients together. It's your typical fruit juice that you would buy at the store, right? But this one, in my opinion, and I'm not saying it because I made it, but it was better. And the reason I'm telling you why it was better to me, because I had that ginger in it, and that ginger gave it a kick. And oh man, it was so good. Now the difference between, of course, when you're juicing, right? I don't let any juice sit in my refrigerator over 2 days. I just make sure all the juice is going over 2 days. Now the ones that, of course, any juice that you buy out of the store, they have all kind of preservatives in it. And that's why that juice can extend so long, because they have all the preservatives in it. And of course, all that stuff that they have in the juice, that's sort of like what's causing harm to our body, right? So when you make your own juice, I've seen some people see where some people did like maybe 3-4 days. I think the max I would probably take it is 3 days. But for the most part, I make sure whatever juice I make is gone in 2 days. I don't let it extend beyond 2 days. And I can do some more research and find out the maximum allowable time that the juice can actually sit. But I try to, if it's not drinking in 2 days, I may let it extend 3 days. That's about it. But yeah, those juices are so good. And when you're starting out with a juicer, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. But yeah, that's the surprising part, guys. I'm really surprised altogether that I can literally, I still have a lot of energy after solely juicing. So what this is telling me is that the juices that I'm making is supplying this sufficient energy for my body to continue on with everyday normal life. That's it. And at this point, I'm 3 days in with 11 more days to go for juicing, right? But 17 more days to go for walking. 17 more days to go for walking. And so what's going to happen at the end of the 31 days for the May challenge, I'm going to continue to walk. And I'm going to step it up a little bit more and run also. So I'm going to introduce running back into my normal activity. Probably not every day, but a couple of days of the week I'll run, a couple of days of the week I'll walk, just to make sure I'm in shape. But what's going to be interesting at the end of this juice challenge that I'm in, I'm not putting you guys in that. You don't have to juice, but I want to make sure that you are walking your minimum required of 1 mile that I ask you to do. And I'm walking 2. But for me introducing this juicing challenge for myself, let me get the exact date that I should finish here. I'll tell you right now. So I should finish the juicing challenge on May the 25th because I started on May the 12th. So the 25th, May the 25th will be the 14 days that I'll be complete with the juicing challenge. Now, what I did, I took my weight on May the 12th when I started, and I took like a video of the front, back, and the sides of me. And so when I'm completed on the 25th, May the 25th, what I'm going to do on the 26th, I'm going to take the same front, back, and side video to show what the juice, how much weight that I lost from drinking the juice. Now, when I did the green smoothie diet course over a couple of years ago, but close to 10 years ago, I lost about 10 pounds. And my expectation is that I'm expecting to lose even more weight with the juicing, because when you're juicing versus the smoothie, you do have bits and chunks of somewhat in your smoothie, right? So you do have some aspects of the food in your smoothie. But with juicing, you're not going to have that. You just have total juice. Now, the only, I will tell you with strawberries, you may have some mixture because with the juicer, it's blending all the juice out of the strawberries. But to me, I noticed that the strawberries are thick. And so that's why you have to make sure that you balance the amount of other juices with it. Meaning that, let's say you can't just do strictly strawberries. You want to mix that with maybe some apples or some oranges, so that, or in addition to probably watermelon, so that the juice offsets some of the thickness of that strawberry mixture. So I did notice that when I juiced some of the strawberries, so that offset that thickness of the strawberry juice there. So yeah, but so far I'm enjoying the juice. I gotta tell you, on yesterday, I don't know why, but I was thinking about food, right? And of course, at that point, I'm 2 days in without eating any food at all. So I was thinking about food, and it got to the point I was like, the heck with this, I'm going home and eat. But I didn't do it. But I was wanting to eat. But day 3, I feel a little better because I know that I have a routine where, during the morning and afternoons, I'm going to drink, between a lot of the vegetable juices, beets, right? Or the green juice. And, and when I get home in the evenings, it's going to be, some pineapple or some kind of sweetened juice to offset the, fact that I, drunk vegetable juices all day. So that makes it a little easier if you can have some kind of sweet drink in the evening times. That makes it a little better. So that's why I choose to mix pineapple with a lot of the fruit drinks. So it could be pineapple, oranges, or if you want to make just a fruit drink by itself, that's good too. So just a heads up on that. So as you can see, I'm walking a whole lot faster today, like a whole lot faster, because I want to finish the walk up pretty fast. And I'm, of course, staying on a little longer with you on today. So I'm looking at the treadmill now. Yeah, we're about 13 minutes and 54 seconds in the walk so far. And I'm walking about an average speed of 3.7 miles. And I've already walked 1.14 miles so far. So it says I burned about 46 calories. And yeah, like I said, I'm really surprised that I have a lot of this energy with this juice. That's the surprising part. So where is everyone listening to and from today? I'm just curious. Where are you guys listening in to from? Just curious about that. Yeah, so I think I'm going to stay on most of the today. I'm just going to stay on the whole entire time. Um, I'm kind of like liking the fact that I'm on the treadmill, so that I can kind of spend some intimate time with everyone. Normally, when I'm walking outside or walking in the mall, I'm focused on what's in front of me and kind of looking away in and out of the camera. So that's why I kind of chose to take a couple of days inside. Now, I may take a couple of days walking in the mall or walking back outside, but for the most part, I like this setting because, if you guys would have put something in the chat, I have my laptop in front of me, right? So that I can see, respond to you guys. Because as I was walking on the other days and you were posted in the chat, right? I couldn't, I saw some responses coming through, but I was trying to balance walking and looking at the chat, and it didn't work out so well. So that's why I'm kind of extending inside so I can respond to any questions or inquiries that you guys may have posting in the chat. So to me, this works out a little better, in my opinion. You can give me your feedback on that, whether you agree or disagree. So yeah, this is a whole lot better for me. Also, what I wanted to kind of keep you guys up to date on, one of my friends, I can consider him my friend. Him and I used to attend worship services together, and he still attends the same place that I've moved on. But this gentleman, he designed an app, and what this app does, it adds a layer of security for when you scan QR codes. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So a lot of you've seen the little squares out there where you take your phone app and you scan it and you click on it and it takes you to a website, right? And no one really thinks about the security of scanning those QR codes. They don't. And so let's say, for example, you can have a hacker, right? And that hacker can set up a QR code and have you go to a suspicious site, and you're taken directly to that site, right? And you're more than likely, you're probably thinking it's a legitimate site, and it could be a fraudulent site. It could even be a situation where, let's say, your bank sends out a postcard to you, and they want you to scan the QR code to go sign up for a particular reward or view some type of message from them, right? And let's say a hacker, they intercept the postcard, right? And they design a similar postcard, similar to the one that your bank would send, and they switch the QR codes on it, right? And so they do that, and they have you believing that you're going to that banking site. Guess what? And they have let's say you got to click on something, log in, and put your information in. You're thinking it's from your bank, not knowing that it's from a hacker. So they're collecting your data, and you're on this fictitious site, and it may end up costing you your personal information, or in some cases, some hackers may even have you think you're logging into your banking site, but you're logging into a fictitious site. And so with that situation, it just takes away from the credibility of your bank or any other financial institution or any other company out there that sends you information. You have no way of knowing if that information is legitimate. Because currently on your phone app, there's no security aspect on it. It's going to, when you scan that QR code, it's going to take you directly to that site. But when my friend, he developed the security aspect of the QR code where if you scan it, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you a green, yellow, or red indicator, right? And this is similar to, a traffic light system, right? Or any warning light system. If you see green, it's okay for you to go through, right? It's okay for you to go through and proceed with going to the website. If you see yellow, when you scan that QR code, that's caution. He's telling you got to slow down. You might want to do some investigation before you go to their website. And if you see red, of course, like a caution traffic light system, you see red, you don't want to go to that site at all. And so that's what his app does. So I'm going to talk with him and find out to what extent. I know that he's releasing it to certain aspects of the public already on a release basis, and so I'm going to find out from him when it's okay to make it known about his app. So I just want to verify from him first before I release that information to you guys. So just wanted to give you a heads up. Yeah, that I was surprised and happy for him that he developed his app. He's also got patents on the app, and there's some other aspects where he's bringing other businesses in for the verification process, meaning that there's certain companies' site that their companies have to be verified before they can even get the green light to be included in his app validation system. Meaning that, let's say if you have a company and you want your company verified in his system to, be given, a rating, you have to go through him to do that. And so, but on the consumer side, right, for us that's just scanning the QR code, and we would get an indicator to whether this site is safe or not. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And I told him, let me know if there's anything I can do to help him in any way. And I'm going to help him any way I can to promote his product. But yeah, he's going to be very successful off of his app and make a lot of money. Trust me. So I'm just so excited for him and his family and the blessings that they're about to come upon, because that's definitely a need. It's and the crazy part is he's in the financial industry, right? I'm in tech, and it was something that I never thought about. I think about all sorts of ideas, right? I have a bunch of apps and sites created, and I'll share those with you guys later because I don't want to bore you with that. But just to kind of give you some ideas of the sites I created. So like for consumers who don't have health insurance, right, and they want to get an idea of the pricing of a doctor before they even go to the doctor, it's sort of like, you do price shopping now for consumer goods, right, where there's sort of like nothing really in the healthcare industry for that. So I develop a site that allows people to go to a website and they get to put in their zip code and a description, or they know the procedure code of the services that they're getting, they can get pricing on that from all the doctors in their geographical location. Or you can look at it any city or state. And I want to know, this is a US-based website, right? So, but if there's other countries out there that have access to data that provides that type of data, I can build that app or site in another country also. So my South African family, if you have pricing data that's available, I can have that site built with ease, because the part on the US side is already set up. We would just need the data. That's it. I've also built a site where, my mother-in-law, my late mother-in-law, passed last April. And before she went in the nursing home, we had a hard time finding a nursing home that had a good rating, right? So it was just not something, we had to do a lot of research and find the best homes available for her. So, because she had dementia and it began to get too much from a management standpoint for the family. And so we did a lot of research and figured out a nursing home for her to go to. And through that pain point, what I was like, this is a process that I should be able to go to a site and again, putting nursing homes in a particular geographical location, or look at the ratings of nursing homes in a geographical location. And I didn't find anything like that. Only thing I found was that every nursing home or home healthcare facility I wanted to look at, I had to look at it from an individual's standpoint and look up the rating. So for example, if I saw 10 nursing homes or home healthcare agencies, I had to go through and look at the rating for all 10. There was nothing for me to pull 5-star ratings in a geographical location for those facilities. So I had a website developed where you can go to a particular city, state, zip code, look up 5-star, 4-star ratings of those facilities, and it pulls them all up in a geographical location. And again, that's domestic US based also. Another website that I had developed, I wanted to see the politicians. I wanted to see who the donors were, right? I wanted to get an idea of who contributed, where they work. I wanted to see the amount that they gave and which campaign they gave to. That was important information for me, right? I want to get an idea of who I'm dealing with, right? I wanted to get an idea of who I'm doing business with. Does their political beliefs affect whether I do business with them or not? No, but I want to get an idea of the type of mindset of the person that I'm dealing with. That's very important for me, right? It's very crucial in business. I don't want to be deceived about anything at all. So that's important to me. So if someone, comes to me and try to pretend that they have a certain political belief, then I would question that, because if I'm seeing that you donated XYZ to a political campaign, but you're telling me something that contradicts what you gave toward another campaign, I would have to question that, because now I have to question whether you're truthful or not, right? This is important for me. So just wanted to denote that. If you notice I'm looking down, I'm just looking to see how much time I've been walking and see how much time I got left. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So, but yeah, guys, these were some of the things that I developed. I mean, there's a lot of websites that I've developed, right? And just want to make sure I'll keep you guys in a loop, and I'll let you know about those websites, so that you can, if you're in the US, and I'll even say this, if you're not in the US, right, and you're in another country that's outside of the US, you can still leverage these websites. The reason being because you might visit, you might have friends or family that are based here in the US that need access to this data, right? And so I'll be sharing that information with you. Just a FYI on that. So it's just I'm not just hoarding it just for anyone that's in the US. Anyone can use these websites. And if, like I said before, if you're in another country and if you have an idea that you want to see a certain website develop for your country, and if there is if the data source is available, I can develop it. So the data source would be through an API, and that stands for Application Programming Interface. And what that does, it allows us to retrieve the data, make calls to the data, retrieve it, and make it visible to you, right? And I'll give you a prime example of that, right? So here I have my cell phone, and this is just a hypothetical, well, not a hypothetical, but this is trying like a basic example I'm trying to give you. So I can call you on my cell phone, right? Then you get the call, right? And then in response, you talk to me, right? That's sort of like similar, I'm trying to describe with the API. So I have the app or website makes the call, you talk, but in this talk exchange, I'm getting data, right? And I take the data and display it on the website or the app. And so just think of it like that. That's sort of like what the API call does. I mean, that's the simplest form that I could break it down to you. So if you guys have that data available in your country, or if you're in the US, it doesn't matter what country you're in, whether you're US or not, if there's an site or need that you see that needs to be taken care of, and you feel that it'll be useful for your area, just let me know. We'll take a look at it, and we'll determine if it's something feasible for us to work on, and we may consider it and design it and not ask you for any money or anything like that. So, and if it's a great idea and we see as opportunity to make money, we'll definitely include you in the idea, and we'll talk about the money. Because one of the things I don't want, right? I'm an honest man, and one of the things I don't want is that you gave me an idea, and I'll come back to you and say, you know what? We see an opportunity to make money in this, right? And we'll say, look, we're doing all the work. You kind of gave us the idea and you gave us the data. What do you think about this negotiation rate? What do you think about this percentage? We get this percentage, you get this percentage. We're honest people. We just want to make sure that we do people right. Because guess what? If we don't, I don't want a bad name. I don't want my name, pretty much plastic, bastardized or talked about out there. That's not the type of person I am. So I want to keep my reputation intact. That's what I'm all about. So just want to kind of give you guys a heads up. So wanted to let you know that. But yeah, so you have a tech person in your back pocket if you need one. Now I will tell you this, there may be some things you want to do that you may have to pay for. It just depends on what it is. So just to FYI on that also. But you do have, just know that you have a community, you have access, and I'm going to be giving you guys as much information as I can without you paying for it. Because I think the more that I can pour into you with financial and health knowledge wise, you're going to benefit. Now the tech part is a bonus. The tech part is a bonus, just to FYI on that. Because of course, you all know the channel, the subscribers, the channel is about health and finances, right? You know the two go together. And you've heard me repeat that over and over. And as you can see, I'm working up a sweat today. Woo! Working up this sweat. And I think we're about to wind down shortly in 0.02. So we're winding down. It's about to come to a close. So I enjoyed talking with you guys today. We talked the whole entire time. I wanted to spend some time with you. I enjoyed you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. The treadmill is slowing down. It has stopped. Whew. So this has been a good walk, guys. So I enjoyed you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, today's day 14. Tomorrow's day 15. I'll see you on tomorrow.